Hey, today I want to talk to you about these neat publications that we carry on board Boogaboo. They're called the Ports Cruising Guides, and Canadian publication, locally published. And this particular one is for the Trent Severn Waterway. This is our old issue, and we've had this one since we started doing the system many years ago. As well, we have the Ports Guide for the Georgian Bay, North Channel, and Lake Huron, which is considerably bigger because it's a bigger body of water. Anyways, for those of you who are not aware of these publications, I would highly recommend for anybody that does any sort of extensive cruising, either through the Trent Severn Waterway or through Georgian Bay, to carry one, because they are the Bible for travelers. I really don't know what I would have done had I not had this with us when we were doing the Trent Severn Waterway for the first time, because back then it was a brand new and somewhat scary proposition to venture beyond our home waters. I grew up on this body of water, Lake Simcoe, where we are now, as a kid, boating my whole life, but my parents weren't as adventuresome, shall we say, as my wife and I are. So we never got off of Lake Simcoe. We were on it every weekend for many, many years, but saw the same old thing. It was great, wonderful, great experience, and that's why we're boating today, because of that influence. So to venture on and travel beyond Lake Simcoe, like I said, it was a bit of a scary proposition. And so I did a lot of planning. Frankly, I did all my planning through the Ports Guides, because not only do they give you a great overview of, again, in this instance, the Trent Severn Waterway, but they are chock full of overhead pictures. There are distances, there's descriptions of all the towns and villages, what to do, who to call, phone numbers for marinas, restaurants, repair facilities, on and on and on. Emergency numbers, of course, but it's what I found the most intriguing as a newbie to this were the overhead photographs. So it kind of gave you a sense of almost like you know where you're going, even though you've never been there. And the same holds true for Georgian Bay. This thing, it's a little bit confusing when you first look at how they have it laid out, but after you understand it, because Georgian Bay is a little bit confusing the first time you go up there, it's very succinct how they lay it out. And again, they have so much information, and they're great to have. We have this, like I said, is the oldest one. This is I think published in 2000, something like that. We have an updated one for the Trent Severn Waterway, and we have 3 copies of the Ports Guide for Georgian Bay. One older one and then 2 newer ones, simply because I didn't know I had the new one, so we got 3. Anyways, now they also publish them there's one for Lake Ontario, one for the Rideau Canal, and I believe they have one for the Thousand Islands as well. But if you go check them out online, you go to their website, they'll tell you where they are available for what geographical regions. So again, Ports Cruising Guides, definitely, absolutely recommend them. They're a little bit pricey. I mean, this one is $43 plus tax, so you're going to be putting out about $50, but this is something you can have on the boat for many, many years. The Trent Severn Waterway is not so much, it's $35, so again, it'll be about $40. But like I say, if you're going to be traveling these areas, highly recommend them. They're a good read. Even if you are familiar with those areas, there's always going to be something new in there for you to learn about. And it's all about learning, right, while we're on the water. Anyways, Ports Cruising Guides, check them out. Take care.